Hi, this is Tim, and I'm excited to share with you a bunch of information about Stormgate's very first early access content update. Since launching Stormgate into early access, we haven't taken our foot off the gas at all. Our team has been super hard at work on new features and new content that we're excited to get in your hands as quickly as possible. Some of the stuff we've been working on, we've already shared publicly, but a bunch of the stuff we've been working on has not been unveiled yet, and we're going to be sharing more about it in the weeks and months ahead. For now, for our very first content update, we've been laser focused, listening to your voice, homing in on your feedback and the topics that matter the most to you. And I'm pleased to say our team has crammed a ton into this update that I think you'll care about. So I'm excited to show you more. Let's dive in. Check this out. One of the biggest points of feedback that we've received so far is around our campaign's main character, Amara. We originally built her model to look good from an isometric top-down gameplay perspective with a distant camera. Her body proportions and face were exaggerated to read well from long distances. They weren't up to our standards though when viewed up close during cutscenes. So in this update, we've recreated her with more realistic body proportions, more detailed hair, and a higher quality facial mesh overall that's set up for lip syncing and face animations in the future. You'll get to see the improved Amara in our cutscenes that are rendered in-engine, as well as during gameplay, but we'll still, for a temporary period of time, have the original Amara in our pre-rendered interludes, which will take more time for us to update. Castiel leaps into battle as our second celestial hero. While celestials traditionally revere Animus, Castiel is a bit of a heretic, and he chooses to instead collect and weaponize it to destroy his enemies.
Unworthy.
Castiel sacrifices enemy or allied units alike, restoring health and building up stacks of damage that can persist until death. Castiel also brings with him the Arcos Arcship, an improved Arcship variant that moves faster across the map and has unique abilities like the powerful Soul Cannon.
Judgment is passed.
As our thanks for your support, Castiel will be free for all players who purchase the Ultimate Early Access Pack on Steam or the Ultimate Founders Pack on Kickstarter. We also heard from players that they wanted to see visual improvements to our maps and environments, so in this update, we've worked on our terrain textures, accentuating the normal maps and specular details that you can see. We've also adjusted the lighting position in our levels. We previously had sunlight casting from the bottom and front, which had a tendency to flatten out a lot of terrain, units, and structures. Now lighting and shadows have been adjusted on every single map that we have to offer more contrast across the board. Environments are a huge part of what immerse players into game worlds, and this is still an area of very active development. We're also introducing co-op weekly challenges. Not only has co-op hero progression been sped up overall, offering more XP based on kills, difficulty, and duration of your matches, but now you can earn bonus XP each week by winning a match against a rotating set of mutators. Mutators can be both positive and negative, and here are a few examples. Ready to Blow. When an enemy unit dies, its corpse explodes after 1.5 seconds. Infantry Assault. Every 2 minutes, an enemy barrack spawns somewhere on the map. You better kill it before it unleashes a devastating attack wave and before too many barracks spawn to overwhelm your forces. Gotta Go Fast. Allied units have plus 50% movement speed. Reconstructed. When an enemy unit dies, it resurrects 2 seconds later with 50% health, movement speed, and attack speed. #zombies. Speaking of zombies, one of our developers made a custom versus map called Spooky Boneyard, where a zombie spawns after every unit dies. It's available in both 1v1 and 2v2 formats in this update. This nighttime map is a bit chaotic and has revealed some unexpected strategies, so we're eager to get it in your hands and see how you enjoy it. We've also added a new versus map called Furious Resolve. Your first 3 bases are highly defensible, making for great macro games with plenty of open space in the center for big battles. We've also made a ton of other improvements, from audio reworks to balance updates, and a whole heck of a lot more. One example is that we're tuning a pathfinding feature called push priority. In the real world, bigger things naturally don't care about smaller things getting in their way. So we're using push priority to help bigger units more naturally and effectively reach their destination. Players may be familiar with this from the Magmadon's trample ability, but now some larger units have push priority innately to push friendly units aside even if they're locked onto a target. On a chaotic battlefield, these sorts of interactions being resolved more easily and more cleanly can make a huge difference on the feel of how units are pathfinding through our battles. Additionally, for the Infernals, Weavers can now walk over friendly units. Let us know what you think here, as we hope these two changes together allow for more natural control of your armies. Another highly requested feature was improved hotkey customization. Players can now change, add, and remove modifiers for hotkeys. There are also a few updates to Stormgate's UI. We added area of effect targeting indicators to highlight the radius of many abilities before you use them. And a new option called Smart Attack is now available for moving and attack moving using only the mouse. This is going to be great from an accessibility perspective, or for people who don't want to be using both hands while they play. The Observer and Replay UIs have also been updated. They now display a match timer, and observers have the ability to display a score for each player right in the game. And lastly, if a player is ever disconnected from a co-op match, they can now rejoin that game as long as it's still in session. And I'd like to end this update by saying thank you to you, the players, and our community. Your voices are helping to shape Stormgate, and we couldn't be more grateful for you being on this journey along with us. I'd love to encourage anyone who's not already part of the conversation to go ahead and join us on Discord. If you would like to, leave us a review on Steam, but to participate and to share your thoughts on the future of RTS and how to make Stormgate as great of a game as possible. I am looking forward to seeing you in battle. I hope you really enjoyed the update that we have for you.